Hajj, the fifth pillar of Islam every Muslim desires to fulfill. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria (NAHCON) is charged with the regulation to provide efficient and effective services to the Nigerian pilgrims. The pre-Hajj sensitization goes on all through the year, with the addition for pilgrims of the Southwest joining this last Ramadan from the stable of Ames Media Company Limited on the annual Ramadan program.
The journey to Hajj begins with a resolve, an intention.
Nigerian women, when they go for Hajj, they should concentrate on what they have gone there to do.
Saving towards Hajj is not out of order. It's even what Islam appreciates, what Islam approves.
The enthusiasm of the outward journey was pulsating based on our interactions with the pilgrims and officials.
Coming down here today, seeing the crowd, things look a bit more organized than the last time I came, way back in 2013. Now, back then, there was hardly a space for leg, for anything. It was so rowdy, a lot of confusion. But I can't really say what brought about that. But coming down here, so far so good. You could walk, the ambience is good. I noticed the AC working as well, fresh paint everywhere. And, I think we are a lot better organized. I hope we have a better experience when we finally board.
I'm going to Hajj. May Almighty Allah help me. I pray for the good of the Nigeria. May we live long and prosperity.
We thank Allah for taking us thus far. We're each free, compared to what we used to, have in the past years. We thank Allah. Our pilgrims have been moving on to Medina. So far, there has been no record of any casualty. I would pray that till we come back, there will be no record of any casualty whatsoever.
First time of traveling with the States, and it's been very okay since last night I've been here. So we ask Almighty Allah to make it easy for us and accept it as an act of ibadah for every one of us.
Sleeping here overnight may not be so conducive for so many people, especially our female colleagues and so sometimes maybe the arrangement could be made that you spend less time at the camp prior to your boarding time. So maybe we get to that as time goes on.
Arrival in Medina was greeted with the usual praise singing with appreciation to those that matter. It is interesting to note that the planes were routed to Medina Airport this time as against Jeddah before heading to Medina by road.
Getting that in the last 3 years or so, since we've been using Flynas, we understand that this particular airline is owned by Saudi authority, so they have an opportunity for us to land in Medina up till later days. So we thank Allah, and it's been so easy for our people moving from Medina to Mecca. So it's just a one-way journey now. Instead of traveling from Jeddah to Medina, then from Medina back to Mecca.
Alhamdulillah, we just landed in Medina. The flight was somehow longer than what we've been experiencing in the past, because of the crisis in Sudan. As we all know that the war in Sudan has taken toll on travelers from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia. But be that is may, we try as much as possible to keep calm, to keep cool. The air hostess, the pilot, everybody ensure that people enjoy their flights. More so, the kind of the camaraderie that occur in the flight. People enjoy themselves. There are a lot of activities going on, waka and all other things, Islamic activities here and there. So it's actually not make people to have a feel of having a longer flight, unlike what we had in the past and the like. But what we just want is that the kind of this flight should be more spacious. It's somehow too tight, sort of. We want to employ flyers. We are bringing an aircraft. Let's have more spacious flight, so that aircraft, so that people can have place to stretch their leg, people can have place to move and the likes. So we thank Allah that this journey has been successful so far. We must not forget to thank NACON for this beautiful journey and beautiful plan, beautiful preparation. Right from we got to the airport in Lagos till we leave airport, NACON's officials were there with us all through, ensuring that things are in proper place, that pilgrims were given necessary information that they need to make this journey easy for them.
The stay in Medina, though not part of the Hajj Salah in the Prophet's mosque visitation to Rauda, and visits to historical sites are all remain memorable as it brings back some nostalgic memories you hear from the story from the Sirah. The beautiful architectural design of the mosque with sonorous call to prayer is always so attractive to listen to. Plus, groups derive pleasure to hold prayer sections.
Allah Akbar, Kabira. We're in Medina, Nigeria, so we went to several places yesterday.
To Kiblatain, to Another Muhammad his grave. We go to his grave, we go to Sahaba's grave, Aram. And then Masjid al-Afsar.
And everything went well. May Allah answer our secret prayer. May we ease our fears and accept our ibadah.
During Hajj, it gives us the opportunity of seeing what the Muslims before have done. And it's also, like I said, strengthening our faith as a Muslim. That's not just 5 daily salat that is in Islam.
Adorned in their ihram at Miqat, signal the onward journey from Medina to Mecca for Umrah. The long distance between the two cities necessitates stopover for refreshments and prayers, which can be combined with the chanting of Labbaika.
Labbaika la umma labbaik, labbaika la sharika la labbaik.
Arrivals at the ancient city of Mecca, heading straight to the Holy Mosque for Tawaf, rounding the Kaaba and sign the journey between Safa and Marwa. How prepared are the team for the Hajj proper? Our pre-Arafah visit to all Hajj facilities seemingly showed how prepared those on the ground with the facility.
Now is to go back to our camp, Mina, and then based on whatever arrangement states with their field office agreed, then from there the groupings going in groups to be led by the Muassasa representative and the state officials.
Men and women conveniences for the comfort of everybody. Quite an enhanced and improved status from when last one visited here. So it's all shielded and shaded to be able to withstand the intense heat in Mecca right now.
The official here, the Saudi official, is assuring us that they have made all the necessary arrangements for a very peaceful and successful operation here. So he has addressed us as well, the Saudi official, and he's assuring us that inshallah it's going to be well and good and very comfortable. Inshallah, they will make our pilgrims very comfortable.
expectations as a human being are always very high. But I would say that most of the expectations have been reached. We're now at Mena to see how our tents will be, and they've just given us a lecture as to what to expect and what to do and how to help us journalists.
How prepared are the medical team to care for the patients that may soar?
One, we have a very large contingent of medical personnel in different fields, and we have also established many hospitals across the kingdom, and we're also collaborating with the Muassasa Committee on Health for the Mishair operation. With the age restriction, the older people have what we call comorbidities, existing medical illness and so on. And is part of the prescription for Hajj. You have to be physically fit and healthy to perform Hajj. So when you come with people that are advanced in age and not physically fit, and then they are confronted by the rigors of Hajj, their stable state gets tilted and fatality occurs.
Then comes the D-Day, the Hajj proper. Adorned in their ihram, the Ujaj make their way to Muna on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah. The arrival at Muna was with a pleasant surprise with luxurious comfortable foams provided for the Ujaj as against the normal mat and rug they are meant to sleep on in accordance with the camp life. Lectures are delivered to the Ujaj by the leagues of ulamas.
Prophet Isa stand here, he prayed to Allah. Prophet Muhammad said, a special prayer was given to me by Allah. And this same prayer was given to the Prophet and the Messenger of Allah that came before me. So I'm giving you that special prayer.
Departing Muna from Arafah on the 9th is usually the climax of Hajj.
As we are in it today, it's a very important day in the life of every Muslim. Whether a Muslim that is on Hajj or those who are at home. More especially, those are fathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers at home are currently fasting, supplicating to Almighty Allah for the blessings of the day of Arafah, and for many of us on Hajj, so that Allah in His mercy will accept, listen to our prayers, and answer our prayers to meet our heart desires. Those of us on Hajj are here. We have been here since after Salatul Subuh in the morning, chanting praises of Almighty Allah. And this is one of the things we have been telling our people, that our coming here should be seen as a very important aspect of Hajj rites. Out of the number of days we might have spent as at the beginning of Hajj, the most important of those days are just 5 days. And the 5 days started with our coming from our different hotel rooms, taking our hiram, putting on our intention to the Almighty Allah that we are coming this year to perform Hajj. When we all said, Allahumma labbaika Hajj, and with that intention, with our hiram, we started moving down to Muna. And we were in Muna yesterday. Early this morning, we have all been brought to Arafat. And what we have been telling all pilgrims is that the day of Arafat is so important that whatever you put forward towards the Almighty Allah is one of those things that will judge whether you are going to have an acceptable Hajj or not.
This period is considered the optimal period of answered prayers. The Nahkon team leveraged on the opportunity to have a national prayer for our great country, Nigeria, in most of the ethnic languages beyond the major three. How do we rate 2023 Hajj so far?
We want to say that we're happy in the sense that the directive given to us by government is to ensure that we're able to bring all pilgrims here, and we have done so. As I speak, over 95,000 Nigerian pilgrims are on this site. We're also aware of the fact that some of the facilities needed to be improved, and we have passed this to the authority. We're also aware that many Nigerians are properly communicating with their creator, because that is the only business we are doing here, and that is good. Generally, we're happy to be here.
Well, so far the Hajj has been very good. It's been so nice. We are meeting all our mandates and fixing them on time. There is no doubt that there could be daunting challenges, but they were never insurmountable. We have been able to immediately proactively address them, and we are readily occupied to tackle a situation that comes with the help of Allah Almighty.
Greatest sins, I know myself better than any other person. It is that sin that you are throwing away. So pack all of them. I go to the big Jabal. Bismillah, Allah.
Lectures also delivered at the various camps in form of admonition to the Hujjaj. Then comes the main leveler of Hajj. They stay at Muzdalifah that has no respecter of status. All Hujjaj must stay over on the ground, offering Maghrib and Isha, where you are expected to pick pebbles to throw at Jamrah. You depart from here after Fajr the next morning back to Muna. Some have described the trekking to Jamrah as very torturous because of the trekking distance of pilgrims from their tents as a way of crowd control to avoid stampede. Though food not in conformity with that of Nigerians, it came in droves plus the complimentary charity packs with assorted fruits and water went a long way to assuage the dehydration. The Tawaf, Ifada and Sa'i rounded off the Hajj rites for 2023 Hajj. Indeed, Allah truly had guests in Saudi with surging numbers of pilgrims that answered his call this year. The post-Hajj appraiser was hosted by the NACON officials with most stakeholders in attendance. This was further complemented by the various levels of press conferences to keep the national media team members abreast of the post-event assessments. Done with the Hajj, time for the homeward journey as the departure wing of the Hajj camp of the King Abdulaziz International Airport in Jeddah was a beehive with media team members concluding their national assignment with interactions with Hujjaj and state officials. How would you rate this Hajj comparatively with others?
This year's Hajj, generally, I want to congratulate NACO for its successful operations. Right from Lagos, we see their delegates there to Medina, from Medina back to Mecca. The Mina experience is what will rob so many of the things that one would have loved to say about this NACO thing.
I say that the Hajj package has improved. Then I would advise NACO, if there is a way, they can also liaise with the Saudi government to provide transportation, local transportation in Mecca, at least to ease the movements of the pilgrims.
This journey is very good. It's a wonderful one because I really enjoy it. All our deeds during this Hajj was marvelous. Was all our pilgrims, they are so friendly. We do things together, so we are very happy about it.
The issue of sanitation has been a major bane with the Nigeria contingent. To complement this, deaths are littered shortly after they arrive at any facility, even when bins are provided to trash such, comparatively to how they met such facility in clean states. Habits die hard, you will say. This, however, calls for orientation and reorientation. What counsel would you have for the pilgrims and officials?
NACON officials should put more effort to even try to meet up the standard of people. You know, we cannot do everything as we want it, but I just urge them to put more effort in giving facilities to people.
If NACON can disengage completely by allowing states to handle certain aspects of the operation. For instance, food, when you prepare, you give me the same type of food every day that I'm not used to. That creates enough problems.
With the hype of media reportage in all sphere, how would you rate the coverage of this year's Hajj?
They're doing beautifully well. They have been reporting not what we want them to report, but the true situation on ground. Yeah, you know, those who are not here, they tend to blow any little information out of proportion. But those who are here, they are those who witness by themselves and are directly on the faith. So we have no problem with those who talk.
With the successful landing of the plane conveying the pilgrims, it is usually greeted with praise songs and ever so happy in the warm embrace of their family, irrespective of the time of day. Some family members would have kept vigil while awaiting their loved ones. Another interesting part is that their packaged Zamzam water would have been sent forth to Nigeria to reduce the pressure of luggage in transit, such is picked on arrival. The efficacy of Zamzam water cannot be overemphasized, hence all pilgrims are desirous of it. Beyond the prayer request from Kaaba, it is rated high among the gifts you share with your loved ones on arrival. With lots of eulogies and commendations from all and sundry to the leadership of NAHCON, ably led by Alhaji Zikulai Olakunle Hassan, with his dynamic and hardworking team members, would you want to share the challenges and how you have learned from them for subsequent Hajj operations?
The truth is, Hajj requires a lot of sacrifice. Like you can see, most people are dressed in a simple garb. They live in tents. They worship in groups. People who live in house having like possibly 8 toilets now have to share maybe 8 toilets among 30,000 or 20 or 10,000 people. So the issue of Hajj is about sacrifice, and I think it's the greater lessons of Hajj.
We wish National Hajj Commission of Nigeria more successes in future endeavor. Amen.